Audio working? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's working. There we go. Anyways, is it working? I think it is working. Oh, my control isn't on. It's turned itself off. Oh, I was messing on around on last week, because on this channel now, I have just uploaded a last week episode. Finally, last week 4 episode. That I recorded 6 months ago. Yeah, no, not exactly. But it might even be 7. I recorded it on the 7th. I recorded it ages ago and just forgot to upload it. It was nearly, I think it was fully done editing, just never exported it. So I was just doing thumbnail work for it. I might record the next one this half term. Audio working yet? Okay. Uh, ooh, how am I doing this? Ah, my X. Uh, my X key feels really, really weird. Something wrong? I like it. Y, B, and A feel nice and light, but X definitely feels off. Hopefully that fixes it. Uh, that. 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 And then. That. There we go. Okay. There we go. There we go, that should work. All this. How many people live in this district? It's gonna be quite populated. It's reasonably popular. 1,600. Not particularly small district. We're using that to fill up this kind of space here. Because this isn't filled up. Because like this is where the core this area, this area, this area, and this area up until probably about here, including about a quarter of this and the university. Oh, and also this here, and maybe also this island. Are the kind of the main bits of the city, and the rest is suburbs and industry. Like this, past here, is all suburbs. This is all suburbs. This is all suburbs. This is offices, so it's not. This is kind of the edge of the residential. And I know this is low density, but it's low density in the city. This might be kind of urban, I'm not sure. This is just a random block. That's a specialist thing. I guess this probably includes up to about there and there. This includes all this, up to probably Brook Heights. I don't reckon, I mean originally this was suburbs, I don't think it's suburbs now. This is kind of, I mean it's low density housing, but it is right in the city. Like, this isn't out of the city. This is all here. So it's definitely very cheap land, I reckon. Probably cheap houses. Well, look. Oh, it doesn't record density well, does it? There's 79, 85 compared to 71. I don't know why it does it. I think it's because it's on the coast. But, oh, and this is right next to much of industry. I don't reckon, I think they've devalued it slightly. I always find it weird because, like for example, this island. If you look, this is less valuable. This is really valuable. We're very close, probably because it's not flat. You can see here, there's one bit of valuable land. This probably only has 35 still. Yeah. Oh, there's also these houses on this island, but they're realistically, I mean, how many people live here? 300. I reckon that's for the maintenance of the prisons. I mean, you could still hold 2,000 prisoners. There aren't that many. You could hold 2,000 prisoners. I reckon that community plus the prisons, plus that community could hold enough people to store the prisons, run the prisons. You'd really reasonably need, I mean, less than 100 people per prison. It's probably more like being 50 people, 100, 150, 200, and then another 120 for fees, this, water, maintaining incineration plants, and maybe a couple, and quite a lot of police. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be too hard to maintain a small island like this. And then you would probably boat in things, and foreigners would probably boat in things, or this tunnel. So yeah, you could shut off this tunnel, and would owner live there, that like there. A lot of unemployed. No one has a job. Yeah, like this person. Trainee at medium. Not, I mean, that is quite insane. They reside here. That's way more reasonable. I guess not that insane. There's this person, they live there. There's this person, right? their partner here, they reside here, they're visiting company there. Why is their car here though? So they live here, or they're visiting there. Their partner at the big fire station right next to the parks. They live in the Willow area, which yes, it's quite the commute, but it's not that insane. And they're visiting the company in Walnut Heights. Actually, to be fair, there's only crossing like that. That's not that insane. You can probably get onto the... Can't get onto the motorway thing though. You'd have to... Oh, for here, you'd have to go up, across here to here. That's not too bad. Probably only a 15-minute drive. That's really not that bad. You really would have to drive though, I reckon. Not saying that this... you could take public transport. There's not that good public transport though. You have to, if you lived like here, you'd take the bus to here, transfer using this bus here, transfer to like... Yeah. Probably like walk to one of the white line and then go across to here. Send me a couple bus transfers. The metro bits, I mean, there are obviously places that's going to be easier. Like if you live here, it's going to be quite easy to get a connection. If you live around this area, because there's metro. There's actually quite a lot of metro, I think. There's only one metro line. Here will have very good access if you live. Where's the metro station? Oh, here. If you live around here, you'll have very good access because historically, because this was originally the first place I built my city up to. So if you see, this has got very good transport connections. There's only this road, it's the only one without a bus line. I mean, also it is very jam-packed. So this includes this and this area, this sub-district. This has 4,000 people in this tiny area, including this kind of extra suburban area. Just imagine it grew like I made it grow like with this car Barney first. But like, there's this is like Italy as a residential area right near the core of the city. I mean, it's right next to it, and then there's also this road, and there's also this industry. But also, this place doesn't even have that. It also has a lot of workers. That's the other thing, because if you look, it has a little bit of everything. I still find it. I have industry in this. Oh yeah, I have industry here. So as well as having a lot of residents, it also has a decent amount of workers. This also has a lot of residents around here. But it doesn't have as many workers, so yeah. I mean, it is bigger and it has way more residents, and it's more because these are much bigger built. I mean, here, but most of this is low density with a block of high density right on this main road. I wonder when I set that up, like made that high density. Also, this is recent. This I don't know how long ago this was. Can't be that many episodes ago. This has had massive changes, but I think it was first set up ages ago. I mean, it was set up. I might go back after I'd live stream just to check. This was really old. I think the first thing I built was this. That might be one or two live streams. Then I built Brook Heights and then Willow Square. I've had this for like literal ages, and Fairview Hills. But this still isn't done building. This is one of the districts that I can continue adding to because look at it. Look. And it wasn't always had high density. It used to be just a little bit of suburbia, like a little bit. But now it's got, you know, real high density. 2,000 houses. This also includes this road. That's something I'm failing to appreciate. This includes all this though, and only has slightly more residents, and it doesn't have any commercial. Oh no, it does have commercial. It doesn't have as much though. There's also this area. This includes a bunch of residential and industry. Mostly industry though. This is another very jam-packed residential area. This has no people. I think it's a bit of industry and commercial maybe. Yeah, as well as this motorway junction. And then there's this district. Oh, and also there's this one. Didn't realize it had that arm extend that far down. There's also the fishing and oil drain and water draining one, which is really long. This one's really long. This one's really big. It occupies most of this island, except this bit. And there's only 3 districts on this entire island. And one of them, and there's, I mean, this is really small. I mean, it still has like 500 workers. 500 workers. This has 12,000 residents and 1,300 workers. This has 1,600 workers and 50 residents. That occupies quite a lot of the city. And then just suppose where have I accidentally included a bit of residential? Maybe there's a bit of residential. Huh. Maybe it's accidentally included somehow, I don't know. There's also the airport, which has 34 residents. That one. There's also this district, which also includes this little bonus area. Ooh. No need for this. Oh, I didn't realise. That gets all its power from here. Found that quite impressive. There's also this, but anyways, yeah. You've got kind of this area around this bit of the lake, plus here, and it's stretching into this island is kind of the main bit, and the rest is suburbs. There's this, which isn't really a suburb, because it's kind of its own private thing. I reckon, yeah, because I've always explained, this is like the wealthy area of, for more the wealthy residents of this city most likely live here, and moderately like rich, but they tend to probably be from here, moderately wealthy, and there's probably a lot of these communities around the bigger cities. This, because it's instead of a town of like 10,000, it's like a town of like 100,000. It also has this area of literally like 1,000 people, which is the kind of center for like all the really rich people, which is why they live on their own island. So that's 1,400. This has 3,400. So this has over double the population, and it is definitely the less wealthy area. I mean, it's like a nice view in it. Probably a rich community, but it's not like ultra rich here who have to get their own boats in. I mean, there is a ferry. But who takes the ferry? I mean, there's a way to make houses like bigger and more expensive. Also, like, look, this is way, way denser. Compared to this. Still not as silly as last week or two. I tried doing like for the last week or two. I did like uh what does it work with? Oh no, it does. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is really, really weird. Yeah, I mean it does work. It's just interesting. Very, very interesting. And yeah, you have to go by here. You can also boast in like harder. So if you physically don't want to interact with this city, and you just want to go from your one to your other one, then you can. It's very interesting. Oh yeah, so this is an island, but because you can tell there isn't really enough connection, but we don't really have full access to it. We don't even have full access to our staff around, but it's very, very obvious that it's an island. We don't have access to this bit. If we had 2 tiles over here, we would. If I added one more tile around, we'd get this, the entirety of this island, these tiny, tiny rocks. It's interesting how it goes because you have the biggest islands, the next biggest islands. Actually, you have the really big islands here, then the next biggest. Yeah, biggest island, next biggest island, next biggest island, and the next biggest island. Really, already tiny. Like, so this is quite big. I mean, it's probably not that long, but I mean, it's 2 kilometers long by maybe at its widest, like 500 meters. This is about 1.5 kilometers long, and at its widest, maybe like that's not wide, that's not width. 400 meters, maybe 500. Yeah, it's about as wide, but it's really the actual usable. There isn't this. This is the real reduction. It's 700 meters by like 300 meters, and this is maybe like 300 by like 50. But if we had another tile access, we'd get access to that, more access to this peninsula. We'd have access probably to near the top of that. We'd have access to those interesting little islands here with all the oil. I think they're oil. No, they're not. But they had something. We'd have all the salmon. The wind. It's interesting. Yeah, why do we? Oh, that's because that's mountains. This is ocean and mountains tend to get a lot of wind. This doesn't, which is interesting. But this does, this does, this does, this does, but the bit in between doesn't. This peninsula really, really does have wind. Same with that. This implies that this is like no wind at all. Genuinely like 2. But the coast's like maybe 5. But then this peninsula, this estimated this would be really windy. Oh yeah, it is. And the water just outside is about 20. Is that roughly what water tends to average out at? I don't think it tends to drop. That's the maximum these can get. This is only at 10. How does it get to 10? It's interesting like this. This is obviously... This gets down to like 5. But in the very centre it can nearly... It gets up to about 17. I bet this is quite high for land. I could unironically have a wind turbine like there, and that wouldn't disrupt anything. That is a cool game. Oh, look at the island. Oh, look at this. So yeah, you could reasonably live on this island, like, aside from, like, the rest of civilization. Yeah. You could, like, dig a cave and grow some plants and stuff. Completely unaware of the rest of... I mean, you wouldn't be unaware, you'd be like, ooh, look at those buildings, look at these boats, but you wouldn't be, like, that aware. I mean, this isn't amazing island to do it on because it's nice and hilly. This is a good island to do it on. I mean, you got space. You probably got enough space to like farm. I mean, there are obviously way better islands to completely isolate yourself on. Even like that island would be not a bad choice. This would be a great choice because it's really isolated. You do get sights of land, but you probably wouldn't be noticed. Because that island is uninhabited as well. So you'd have to see, you know, all the way like, those plains and stuff. There's some stone already, some stone shelter you could probably use. The old church cemetery. And plus, I mean, because I think the way the cemetery is built in this game, literally this implies that there was literally just a random church here. Cemetery makes sense, but just a random church. This would be really cryptic as well, isn't it? Oh, that would be a cool. That must be pretty cool. Very cool. Um, yeah, this, I mean, it's not like this, like realistic. This is like real. Imagine VR. Like just sitting at night. I mean, there would probably be some small like rabbits and stuff here, right? I mean, this isn't that small an island. There'll definitely be seabirds. I mean, I think it's kind of obvious there will be rabbits on this island. There will be. There would have got always like small deer. Like even like here's enough space. And then the rest of it, I mean, it's urbanized. There probably were rabbits originally here. There's so much room here. And look, so much room just roam around. I think there'll probably be rabbits and stuff on this island. And like small like animals. Definitely, I think that would have been here, but I'm not sure. This island is possible. This island. And this is the obvious video aspect. Would there be small mammals and stuff? And like deer and stuff? Like, and not just rabbits, like mice and rats as well. Like hamsters and guinea pigs. So like rodents and like birds. you could definitely set up on this island. I think it would be a bit big though. Like, look, look at how. Now I think about it, this boat looks tiny. Like, look, and I should not be this. At least there's a window. It just did. I mean, just I think they've accidentally scaled this ever so slightly too small. I think double the scale is would probably fit. Just I think I'm gonna struggle climbing up those stairs. And like that's big and all, but that's not that big. I guess it is old, so yeah. But like that's not a normal amount of room for stairs. You should not have that little room. And those are really kind of small windows. Ah, but like still, this isn't like small, but it looks really small in comparison to the rest of the island. Like this is the person. Look how massive the island looks. You know what? This is 100 meters. I think this would be a bit. I mean, you could definitely patrol, but you'd probably still get bored. But this is as big as like a small to medium village, so you definitely farm and stuff. I think you'd get lost sometimes, though, wouldn't you? This is a perfect size. This might be a bit too small, but that's perfect. Nah, it's a bit small. Don't be a bit small, though. Oh, also, if you had access to one more tile, you'd have at least partial access to that island, which would probably be good. And the island. That would be a nice island. This would be a horrible island to live on. It's barren. It's it's not got any trees. I guess if you farmed it, it probably wouldn't be horrendous. So you are right next to the prison, so you do get a bit suspicious. You still have the funeral stuff. Funeral, not funeral, cemetery. Cemetery stuff. So I guess you could use the stone and try and figure. I mean, why is there two cemeteries like random islands opposite sides of them? This is honestly it surprises me. I haven't used it before. There is oil on here, like a lot. Oh, there's oil here as well. Where it all looks oil colored. As you can tell here, this is what normal soil looks like. This is what oil soil looks like. I mean, even if you just had this island, part of the island, this is still plenty of room. You could probably still live in just like the rock area. That's like you can climb up. I mean, look, this is quite. I mean, you probably could like if it was all flooded up to here, you probably couldn't live on this. But when you compare it to the rest of the island, it's quite a lot of room. I bet you could live on most of those. I mean, actually, you couldn't. You could live on them as a collective, but they're a bit too dry, I think. Obviously, you can live on this island. I shouldn't have to explain it. There's plenty of room. I'm not saying I would be able to. I'm just saying there's enough room to. Like, you probably live just on this peninsula. And this is a full lighthouse. People like live not too far from lighthouses all the time, and look how small that looks in comparison to the rest of this island. That would get boring to patrol, I think. Not as boring as this island. It's like insane. Like look. I mean, I'm gonna get a foreign car out. This would still take like ages to drive around. We're gonna get into the. We're gonna get on the motorway and we're just gonna. I think it's in touch. We can get into this. There we go. This time. Oh, no. What's happened? There we go. Look. Oh. Look. Because we're already going faster than any person would probably walk. And like, look how big this island is. Just need touch straight across. Ooh. Safe to say the controls in this are harder than the controls in Forza. Really, they should just steal the controls in Forza. Because you can't brake, you can't turn. Well. And look, we are. This would get very boring to control. This peninsula could work. I mean, obviously, like this amount of area is insane for one person to live in. Could we fit probably like 19,000 people in here? And this is with mostly suburbs. There is this town bit, but the town is only this small bit. And yeah, I've explained that was probably like a historical town when they built this city. This was probably a whole historic town around a well that has grown and then it got engulfed in the city over here. And there's also this massive factory. I mean, look. They're actually models to the side. Which I'm honestly surprised. Uh, look, look how big this planet is. Texas. Look how small it is. I mean, like, look, if we spawn on the side. Look how small we are. But we could probably fit down the chimney. Which is very prominent on this, but still. Look. How massive that is. Look. That's a bus compared to it. Like a full-on bus. Oh, look. Weirdly, they seem to be a lot bigger than most of the town. And look. Whoa, they shake. That's big, isn't it? Oh, it's just a big one. Hey, that's a realistic comparison. Good shot. Those are regions. Huh. Oh, we can move that. how it reverts itself. Sorry. Uh, uh, um, no, yeah, Ah, yeah, there we go. But yeah, there's this rock as well. If could you live inside that rock? That does give. If you have like infinite canned food, could you like live infinite food? It just like appears. Maybe you just have like sunlight inside of it. Could you live inside that rock? I think you could. Completely hollow. Oh yeah, because these are flat. Oh look. Oh, this is really cool. I didn't realize it actually did this. Ah. I actually like build. Actually build like a cruise ship. Yeah, there we go. This is it at 3 times speed though, it's not exactly quick. Does this have like a live animation? It doesn't, does it? It's just surfing the fuel. Car. What's that? Is it car? Soft paper. How did I get them confused? Oh, this is rubbish. Yeah. Industrial steel. This food doesn't seem to really do much stuff. Like doesn't show off that much. It's a printing press, clothing factory, seafood factory, toy factory. I've actually got like two, Chewy, and toy factory branding. Oh, I think they did that. Not enough gold. When it comes to exporting, oh, we definitely need more goods and just goods. And maybe more oil. Oh, none of these are delivering. Uh, you know what? I have a very silly idea. Policies. It's in this. Industry 4.0. Yeah, we're gonna do that. There we go. It does massively increase the capacity. That will mess with our industry a bit. But that should help us produce more. It's definitely increased in population. Hopefully, yeah, this is added a bit more population to this. And there is already this area that sticks out. This is this area technically sticks out. Oh, and this road. There's not too many. Oh, yeah. How many people go to this school? 290. Walking? No, they don't take like on bikes. Doesn't seem to be too many buses. They go to this school. So this person, they live there, they go to school here, and they live in this house here. Why do they live there and go to school here? It's a bit. I guess maybe big areas to go to. Oh, how far are we away from getting up to? Can't be too far away. We're really close, less than 1,000 away. I think we've got complete coverage. Nearly complete coverage. It doesn't send all the sheets of the city, does it? No, but it is quite close, so I might just. Bookstore. I'm gonna add. You can always add stuff. We are actually just gonna. That could just. What adds more attraction? Whoa. Um. Uh. Could just dump this here. Oh. Um. Bookstore. No, we'll have that. Okay, I'm very curious. If we remove that, tuition fees, we actually earn a profit. You know what? We are gonna keep that because I need I need that money. Uh, uh, okay, so what we're gonna do is so what's it? It's currently at 1210. If we place this down, it increases it to 1285. So that one is strong. Well, that's really big. We might place that one again. Oh, that barely increased it. We owe so much money now. Why are we suddenly gaining so much? Right, good. Ah! What are you working at? There's just really heavy weapons. Ah. Oh, yeah. There. There. Oh. Do that. But then we're gonna fix this. There. 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 Just, there we go. Oh, nearly fixed. this, can't we? Oh, that's really taking things back. Temperature's really dropped. Why is the temperature dropping so much? Well, I've nearly cleared. This has nearly cleared itself up. Let me just check on the last line. Yeah. Alright. Oh no. Okay. Oh, the signal's disconnected. Are we still streaming? Yeah. Never mind. It's a problem. Hmm. That's not fixing itself. Uh, get that. No, I can. Anyways, just checking. Audio working? So I haven't had it on in. Is my microphone working? It is. Uh, uh, what? Oh no, what? Did I just? Oh. Uh. Anyways, we're gonna do the outro now. You you can pause if you want to see anything in more detail. starting. It is working. My audio is working. Anyways, you can pause if you want to see anything more detail. That's broken. That's not there. It is. Pause if you want to see anything more detail. I'll just go through this. Just check there, 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 there. You can see traffic. 77% is really actually decent. There, 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 there. Districts haven't really modified any of them. Maybe this one. There. That. Oh, we can look at tourism. That. Then city info. Statistics, I should probably tell you when the last year started. Oh, when did last year start? On to this, it started 30 minutes ago, but I've definitely been streaming for more than that half an hour. What the? So I guess the 30 minutes are marked. I can guess it from when we were after launching ended. It's about as good an estimate. Oh, it gives you subtitles. I never realised it did you. Gave you that kind of stuff. It's quite a lot of stuff, man. 2072. I want to go back onto YouTube. Anyways, it's 2072, so about halfway through the most recent block. Anyways, yeah, so City Treasury drops and then starts to recover. Budget has just been skyrocketing, value has been skyrocketing, taxation has been increasing, but not massively. It needs to catch up to budget soon. Population change, high. Influx is reasonably high. Birth rate's really high. Death rate's quite high, but it did just drop off. It really shot up and then dropped off. Point percentages keeps dropping. Stable jobs has just shot down, but it was going up. Education level, so going up. Students go stable and then start dropping. Tourists up and then slightly dropping. Tourist tax income. I don't know how much it can decline anymore. There's happiness has gone slightly up. Residential zone has well gone up. Commercial zone has kind of stayed where it was. Industry zone has kind of stayed where it was. Offices exactly stayed where you can see. You can not see at least compared. Prisoners has gone slightly up, then down. Tackle seems to have gone down a bit. No disasters, done that. Imports shot up at the end of last episode and have been dropping. Exports shot down and have been dropping. I must have done stuff in the last episode. Last live stream. Anyways, like this stream if you enjoyed it. Share it if you think other people enjoy it. Hit the notification bell if you want to be informed when new content comes out. Visit the channel page for current content, including the most recent episode of the last one you watched. Subscribe to see me in the subscription feed. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and bye.